Welcome to Stoic in Your Life, where we explore the profound wisdom of Stoicism and its practical application in our modern world. Today, we delve into a captivating concept, the art of traveling light through life, minimalist philosophy. Life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated. This quote by Confucius resonates deeply with our topic today. Just like Socrates, who roamed the ancient marketplaces barefoot, reveling in the joy of desiring nothing he saw, we too can embrace this minimalist approach in our journey through life. Imagine setting off on a journey, your bag light, carrying only what is essential. This physical lightness translates into a more enjoyable travel experience, allowing us to move swiftly, navigate easily, and embrace flexibility. But let's take this concept further. What if we applied the principle of traveling light not just to our suitcases but to our lives? In this video, we're not just talking about packing a small bag, we're exploring a lifestyle, a mindset. What does it mean to travel light through life? Is it about owning fewer possessions like the wise Socrates, or is there more to it? Could this lightness be about letting go of mental burdens and emotional baggage that weigh us down? Join me as we unpack the art of traveling light through life, exploring how a minimalist philosophy can lead to a more fulfilling, unencumbered existence. Let's discover together how to navigate life's journey with ease, grace, and a lightness of being. King Midas, renowned for his immense wealth, was consumed by an unquenchable thirst for gold. This obsession reached its zenith when Dionysus, the god of wine and revelry, granted him a wish. Without hesitation, Midas chose the ability to turn everything he touched into gold. At first, this power brought him great joy as he transformed ordinary objects into precious gold. However, this joy was short-lived. The king's happiness turned to horror when he accidentally turned his food, drink, and tragically, his beloved daughter into lifeless gold. In a moment of profound realization, Midas recognized the folly of his wish and pleaded with Dionysus to reverse it. This experience taught him a valuable lesson. Unbridled greed can strip away the true treasures of life. In our lives, the pursuit of material possessions often becomes a heavy burden. It's a natural human tendency to accumulate more than necessary, possibly stemming from an innate instinct for self-preservation. We desire to own homes as they symbolize security and stability. This need extends to our pantries and refrigerators, which we stockpile with food to mitigate the fear of future scarcity. However, some individuals take this to an extreme, becoming hoarders who cling to an array of unnecessary items, unable to part with these material possessions. Then there are those who, driven by a desire that transcends mere survival, amass wealth and possessions to an extravagant degree. They don't just own a house. They acquire sprawling villas with luxurious amenities. Their collections of cars aren't just for transportation but are a display of wealth and status, including rare supercars. This behavior echoes King Midas's insatiable greed for gold, far exceeding the basic human need for self-preservation. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." This sentiment resonates deeply with the minimalist philosophy, which advocates for a life of simplicity and intentionality. By embracing minimalism, we learn to distinguish between our needs and wants, focusing on what truly enriches our lives. This philosophy encourages us to shed the excess, to unburden ourselves from the weight of unnecessary possessions, and to find contentment in the simplicity of life. In our modern world where consumerism is rampant and the pressure to own more is ever present, the minimalist approach offers a refreshing perspective. It teaches us to value experiences over possessions, to find joy in the intangible, and to cultivate a life of purpose and meaning. By traveling light through life, we open ourselves to a world of freedom and tranquility, unencumbered by the relentless pursuit of material wealth. To integrate this philosophy into our daily lives, we can start by evaluating our possessions and identifying what truly adds value to our existence. It's about making conscious choices, decluttering our physical and mental spaces, and focusing on the essentials. By doing so, we not only simplify our lives, but also make room for more meaningful experiences and relationships. In conclusion, the art of traveling light through life, inspired by minimalist philosophy, is a journey towards self-discovery and fulfillment. It teaches us to cherish the non-material aspects of life, to live with intention, and to find richness in simplicity. As we navigate through the complexities of the modern world, let us remember the lesson of King Midas and strive for a life that values the true treasures of existence over the fleeting allure of material wealth. In the realm of modern living, the allure of material possessions often overshadows the simplicity and freedom that comes with owning less. This concept is vividly illustrated through the example of my mother, a person who embodies the idea of being prepared for every conceivable situation. Her home is a treasure trove of items for every need, from a spare birthday card to the tools needed for a DIY project, like transforming an old bus into a mobile home. While this abundance seems convenient, it also highlights a deeper truth about the weight of possessions. The story of my mother's well-stocked home serves as a microcosm of a larger societal trend where the accumulation of material goods is often equated with success and security. However, this pursuit of material wealth can become a double-edged sword. Consider the case of someone who owns a lavish villa filled with expensive items. This lifestyle brings with it a host of responsibilities and worries, from the need for stringent security measures to protect against theft, to the endless maintenance tasks such as gardening, cleaning, and general upkeep. The financial burden to sustain such a lifestyle is immense, often leading to a situation where the owners are trapped by their own possessions, their freedom curtailed by the very things they own. This narrative extends beyond the wealthy. It's seen in the lives of ordinary people who stretch their finances to acquire homes or items that tether them to a cycle of continuous work and obligation. The dream home becomes a financial millstone, a symbol of lost flexibility and freedom, transforming homeowners into prisoners of their own financial commitments. The lesson here is profound yet simple. The art of traveling light through life is not just about physical possessions, but also about the mental and emotional baggage that comes with them. By embracing a minimalist philosophy, one can find liberation from the endless cycle of acquisition and maintenance. This approach to life encourages a focus on experiences over possessions, quality over quantity, and the freedom that comes from simplicity. To illustrate this point further, consider the ancient Stoic philosopher Seneca, who famously said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." This timeless wisdom echoes the minimalist philosophy, suggesting that true wealth comes from contentment and the ability to enjoy what we have without being burdened by excess. In conclusion, the art of traveling light through life is a journey towards understanding the true value of things. It's about recognizing that freedom and happiness often lie not in what we accumulate, but in what we let go of. For those seeking to improve their lives, the advice is clear: assess your possessions, keep only what brings true value and joy, and free yourself from the unnecessary burdens that clutter not just your physical space, but also your mind and spirit. This path, though challenging, leads to a life of simplicity, contentment, and profound freedom. In the words of the ancient Greek philosopher Epicurus, no pleasure is in itself evil, but the things which produce certain pleasures entail annoyances many times greater than the pleasures themselves. This profound statement encapsulates a truth that resonates deeply with the minimalist philosophy and the art of traveling light through life. Imagine, if you will, a journey through the virtual world of Skyrim, a game that captivated many, including myself, during the winter of 2011. In this realm, you're free to accumulate an array of items, from armor and swords to herbs and even cheese wedges. However, this freedom comes with a caveat. The more you collect, the more encumbered you become. Eventually, if you hoard too much, you find yourself unable to move. This, dear listener, is a powerful metaphor for our own lives. The possessions we accumulate, while initially seeming beneficial, gradually begin to weigh us down. They demand our care, defense, and protection, increasing our responsibilities and, consequently, our anxieties. we find ourselves in a paradoxical situation where the very things we acquired for pleasure and convenience start to dominate our lives, dictating our priorities and actions. It's reminiscent of a poignant observation by Tyler Durden. The things you own end up owning you. It's only after you lose everything that you're free to do anything. This statement highlights the ironic twist in our relationship with material possessions. They start as objects of desire, but can transform into sources of burden. But it's not just physical possessions that can weigh us down. Our thoughts and mental preoccupations can be just as burdensome. Often we find ourselves unable to progress in life because we're shackled by these mental weights. We carry a plethora of psychological and material baggage, trudging through life like overladen pack mules. Imagine the liberation, the sheer relief of unburdening ourselves from these heavy loads. Consider how much lighter, how much freer life would feel if we could let go a little easier. In this context, it's worth reflecting on the wisdom of the Stoic philosopher Seneca, who said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more. That is poor." This quote beautifully ties into our discussion, emphasizing the idea that true wealth and freedom lie not in accumulating more but in desiring less. By embracing this minimalist philosophy, we can find a path to a lighter, more fulfilling life. So, how do we begin this journey of traveling light? It starts with introspection and a conscious decision to prioritize what truly matters. It's about understanding that the value of our lives is not measured by the quantity of our possessions, but by the quality of our experiences and relationships. It's about learning to differentiate between what we need and what we want, and recognizing that often, less is more. As we embark on this journey, let's remember that traveling light is not just about physical minimalism. It's also about mental and emotional decluttering. It's about letting go of not just material possessions, but also outdated beliefs, unnecessary worries, and toxic relationships. It's about creating space in our lives for growth, creativity, and peace. The art of traveling light through life is a journey towards simplicity, freedom, and contentment. It's a path that encourages us to live intentionally, to cherish experiences over possessions, and to find joy in the little things. As we embrace this minimalist philosophy, let's remind ourselves of the words of Epicurus and the metaphor of Skyrim, and strive to live a life unburdened by the unnecessary, guided by the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. Heaviness in life can manifest in two distinct realms, the material and the psychological. In the material realm, it's the tangible clutter of possessions that weigh us down. But in the psychological realm, the heaviness is more abstract, yet equally burdensome. It's the incessant stream of thoughts that cloud our minds, worries about what the future holds, relentless ruminations on the past, haunting memories of trauma and the cascade of negative emotions they trigger. This psychological weight can be more daunting than any physical load, as it's a burden we carry within us, invisible yet omnipresent. Throughout the annals of history, humanity has crafted various philosophical systems to combat this psychological heaviness. These systems, including Stoicism, Cynicism, and Buddhism, share a common goal: to lighten our mental load. At their core, they teach us the art of detachment, the ability to let go of certain thoughts and emotions that do not serve us. Stoicism, for instance, advocates for rational thinking and the elimination of irrational thoughts. It teaches us to focus on what we can control and to accept what we cannot. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them." This principle is a powerful tool in shedding psychological weight. Similarly, Buddhism emphasizes the calming of the mind through meditation and mindfulness, guiding us to a state of serene detachment from our thoughts and emotions. In Christian practice, the act of confession serves as a ritualistic unburdening, a way to cleanse oneself of the guilt and weight of one's sins. In our modern lives, these ancient philosophies still hold profound relevance. The art of traveling light through life is not just about reducing physical possessions, but also about decluttering our minds. It's about learning to let go of the worries about the future, the regrets of the past, and the negative self-talk that often dominates our internal monologue. By adopting a minimalist philosophy in both our material and psychological realms, we can find a greater sense of freedom and lightness. To apply these teachings in our daily lives, we can start by practicing mindfulness, becoming more aware of our thoughts and emotions without getting entangled in them. We can engage in regular self-reflection, examining our thought patterns and gently steering them towards more rational and positive directions. It's also beneficial to cultivate a habit of gratitude, focusing on the present and appreciating what we have rather than lamenting what we lack or fear losing. In essence, the art of traveling light through life is a journey of continuous self-discovery and self-improvement. It's about shedding the unnecessary, whether it's material possessions or psychological burdens, and embracing a life of simplicity, clarity, and serenity. By doing so, we not only lighten our own load, but also make our journey through life more enjoyable and meaningful. In the philosophy of Stoicism, there's a profound understanding that life's burdens are not solely from past regrets or future anxieties. They also stem from the weight of our desires and aversions. This concept is something we can all relate to in our daily lives. When we desire something, it carries a significant weight. This is equally true for aversion, which is essentially desire in reverse, a strong inclination to avoid or not possess something. The act of desiring indicates a void, a sense of something missing in our lives. It's a state of dissatisfaction that preoccupies our minds, leaving us in a perpetual state of restlessness. The intensity of these desires can be exhausting. Unfulfilled desires lead to emotions that feel like heavy burdens, overshadowing our sense of peace and contentment. I often find that I don't feel light when I'm caught in this relentless cycle of wanting and dissatisfaction. True lightness comes when I reach a state of contentment, free from the relentless pursuit of needs and wants. This concept of lightness in life is akin to the art of traveling light. When we travel, carrying less physical baggage allows us to move more freely and enjoy the journey more. Similarly, in life, shedding the heavy baggage of unrelenting desires and aversions can lead to a more fulfilling and serene existence. Consider the story of Alexander the Great and Diogenes. Alexander, known for his vast empire, once encountered Diogenes, a philosopher who lived with minimal possessions. When Alexander asked if he could do anything for Diogenes, the philosopher simply requested that Alexander move a little so as not to block the sunlight. This story illustrates the stark contrast between a life burdened by desires for more and a life content with simplicity and minimalism. To apply this to our lives, it's essential to reflect on what we truly need versus what we desire. By distinguishing between these two, we can start to shed the unnecessary weight of excessive wants. This doesn't mean abandoning all desires, but rather seeking a balance where our desires don't control us. Incorporating this minimalist philosophy into our daily lives can be transformative. It's about focusing on what adds true value and meaning to our lives and letting go of the rest. This approach not only simplifies our lives, but also brings a sense of peace and contentment. To conclude, the lesson here is about finding balance and contentment in simplicity. As we navigate through life, let's strive to travel light, unburdened by the heavy luggage of uncontrolled desires and aversions. By doing so, we can move through life with greater ease and joy, embracing the serenity that comes with a minimalist approach to our desires and possessions. This is a valuable lesson for anyone seeking to improve their life, offering a path to a more peaceful and fulfilling existence. In the intricate tapestry of philosophical systems like Stoicism, Buddhism, Christianity, and Islam, there lies a common thread, the principle of non-attachment and the relinquishment of material possessions. This concept, deeply rooted in these philosophies, teaches us the art of traveling light through life, not just physically, but also mentally and spiritually. Picture this: Buddhist monks, embodiments of simplicity, possessing nothing more than essential rubies and a humble eating bowl. Their lives are a testament to minimalism, a stark contrast to the cluttered existence many of us lead. This idea of minimalism is not exclusive to Buddhism. Recall the story of Diogenes the Cynic, an extreme minimalist philosopher. His life took a dramatic turn when he observed a child drinking water from a pond using just hands. This sight made him realize the superfluous nature of his drinking cup, leading him to discard it. Diogenes' action wasn't just about getting rid of a physical object, it was a profound statement on the futility of unnecessary possessions. Similarly, in Christianity, there's a movement towards simplicity. Some Christians choose to strip their lives of excess wealth and possessions, turning instead to a life of contemplation and prayer. This choice often leads them to a monastic life, inherently minimalistic, where the focus shifts from material accumulation to spiritual enrichment. In the realm of Islam, the concept of non-attachment to material wealth is also prevalent. A Muslim friend once shared with me her perspective on wealth. She emphasized that earthly riches hold no value in the afterlife. Her belief is that the pursuit of wealth can distract from the more essential relationship with God. This viewpoint aligns closely with the Stoic philosophy, where the focus is on things within our control, and material possessions are seen as external and thus not within that realm of control. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, eloquently advised his students to detach from things beyond their control, including material possessions. He believed that by attaching ourselves to these external items, we give them the power to influence our mental state. He famously stated, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." This quote encapsulates the essence of Stoicism and its approach to material possessions. Epictetus also argued that one cannot simultaneously aspire to become a sage and covet material things. It's a choice between spiritual wisdom and material desire, and one cannot tread both paths at the same time. This philosophy of traveling light isn't just about physical belongings. It's a metaphor for life itself. It's about shedding the unnecessary, be it material possessions, unhealthy relationships, or negative thoughts, and focusing on what truly matters. It's about understanding that our journey through life becomes more meaningful and fulfilling when we carry only what's essential: love, compassion, wisdom, and inner peace. As Marcus Aurelius, another Stoic philosopher, once said, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." This quote beautifully ties into the minimalist philosophy, emphasizing that happiness and contentment come from within, not from external possessions or status. In conclusion, the art of traveling light through life, as taught by these diverse philosophical systems, is a powerful concept. It encourages us to reevaluate our priorities, detach from the unnecessary, and focus on our inner growth and spiritual journey. By embracing this minimalist philosophy, we open ourselves to a life of greater purpose, clarity, and serenity, a life where we are not burdened by the weight of excess, but are free to move with grace and ease through the ever-changing landscape of our existence. The sages of old saw possessions, or attachment to them at least, as distractions, burdens that weighed them down on their path, a path only available to those who travel light. So, what does the idea of traveling light through life look like? Here are the steps to start practicing a minimalist lifestyle. Let go of items not used for over 3 months. Embarking on the journey to embrace a minimalist lifestyle, especially for those aged 30 to 65, is akin to navigating through a forest of possessions and finding clarity amidst the clutter. The first step in this transformative journey is to let go of items not used for over 3 months. This process begins with a mindful observation of all the items populating your living space. Picture yourself as an artist, carefully curating your environment. Start with the tangible aspects of your life: your wardrobe, shoes, furniture like tables and chairs, household appliances, and even the smallest of items like dishes. As you sift through these belongings, create a list of what is truly essential. This is not just an exercise in decluttering, but a deeper introspection into what you value. Items that have been dormant for over 3 months, clothes that have lingered in your closet, worn only once or twice, must be approached with a resolute mindset to let go. This act of letting go is not merely physical, but also symbolic. representing the shedding of unnecessary burdens in life. In this process, consider the potential new life these items could have. Donating them breathes new purpose into their existence, and selling them could contribute, albeit modestly, to your financial well-being. Remember, boldness in letting go is key. Reflect on the words of the Stoic philosopher Seneca, who said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." This quote resonates deeply with the minimalist ethos, reminding us that true richness comes from simplicity and contentment, not from an abundance of possessions. As you reduce the number of items in your house, you will notice a significant transformation not just in your physical space, but in your mental space as well. This reduction is a crucial step towards a more serene and focused life, mirroring the principles of Stoicism, where tranquility is found in simplicity and self-control. This journey of minimalism is deeply connected to our modern lives, offering a respite from the relentless pursuit of material possessions. It's an invitation to pause, reflect, and realign our values with our true needs. As you embark on this path, remember that each item released is a step towards a more intentional and fulfilling life, a life where less is more, and simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. Reorganize your living space, only displaying items that are frequently used. Embarking on the journey towards a minimalist lifestyle is akin to sculpting a serene sanctuary out of the chaos of our daily lives. The second step in this transformative process is reorganizing your living space, a task that involves more than just decluttering. It's about curating your environment to reflect simplicity and functionality. This step is crucial, as it sets the stage for a life less encumbered by the unnecessary. When reorganizing, the key is to focus on displaying only those items that earn their place through frequent use. This approach is beautifully encapsulated in the words of William Morris. "Have nothing in your house that you do not know to be useful or believe to be beautiful." This philosophy guides us in choosing what deserves a spot in our lives. Start by selecting basic and minimalist furniture, which not only serves your needs but also embodies the essence of simplicity. This choice echoes the minimalist mantra, emphasizing function over form and quality over quantity. Prioritize boxes or containers for miscellaneous items, ensuring that even the smallest objects have their designated place, reducing clutter and maintaining order. A uniform color scheme for utensils and decor can create a visually soothing environment. This doesn't mean a monochrome palette, but rather a harmonious blend of colors that speak to your sense of peace and calm. The vertical folding method, popularized by Marie Kondo, is another transformative practice. It allows you to arrange items, especially clothes, in a way that maximizes space and visibility. Imagine opening a drawer and seeing every item at a glance, rather than rummaging through piles. Categorizing clothes into groups such as work, leisure, parties, and homeware is not just about organization. It's a reflection of the different roles you play in life. Each category tells a story of who you are and what you do, making the selection process each morning a journey of self-awareness and intention. Placing frequently used items in visible locations is a practical step that also serves as a daily reminder of what truly matters in your life. It's about recognizing and appreciating the value of things we often take for granted. Utilizing every nook and cranny of your space is not just about finding storage solutions. It's about acknowledging and respecting the space you inhabit. Creating a designated resting space within your home is akin to building a personal retreat, a haven for reflection and rejuvenation. This space, free from clutter and distractions, can become a sanctuary for your thoughts and a cradle for your peace of mind. The habit of tidying up should not be seen as a chore, but as a ritual of respect towards your living space and yourself. It's a practice that reinforces the principles of minimalism daily, reminding us of the beauty in simplicity. Incorporating these steps into your life is not just about creating a minimalist space. It's about crafting a lifestyle that resonates with the core principles of Stoicism. It's about understanding that the external order can influence internal tranquility. As you embark on this journey, remember that each small step is a stride towards a life of purpose, clarity, and serene simplicity. This transformation is not just about the space you live in, it's about the life you choose to lead. Let this journey be one of discovery, where each item you choose to keep becomes a testament to your values and a reflection of your inner self. Practice thoughtful and planned spending. In the journey towards embracing minimalism, a crucial step is to become more intentional with your spending. Imagine this. Each dollar you spend is a reflection of your life's priorities. To start, create a clear list of your monthly expenses and commit to a budget that aligns with your minimalist goals. This isn't just about cutting costs. It's about making sure every purchase adds real value to your life. Now, before you reach for your wallet, pause and ask yourself 3 critical questions about the item you're considering. How long will I use this product? Think about the lifespan of what you're buying. Is it something that will serve you well for years? Or will it quickly become obsolete or break down? Does this product serve multiple purposes? The beauty of minimalism lies in simplicity and efficiency. Items that can multitask effectively reduce clutter and increase their own value in your life. How often will I use this product? Frequency of use is a key indicator of an item's worth in your minimalist journey. If it's something you'll use regularly, it's likely a worthwhile investment. Remember, minimalism isn't about opting for the cheapest options available. In fact, it's often a false economy to buy cheap, low-quality items that need frequent replacing. Instead, invest in quality. Quality items might cost more up front, but their extended lifespan often makes them more economical in the long run. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." This resonates deeply with the minimalist ethos, where the focus is on having enough of the right things, rather than an excess of unnecessary ones. People who truly embrace minimalism aren't just casual shoppers. They're thoughtful and deliberate in their choices. They understand that every item they bring into their lives should have a purpose and a place. It's not about deprivation. It's about making room for more of what matters. By choosing to spend wisely and with intention, you're not just organizing your space, you're aligning your lifestyle with your values. In this minimalist journey, you're not just decluttering your home, you're decluttering your mind. Each item you choose not to buy is a step towards a life less distracted by material possessions and more focused on experiences and relationships. This step of thoughtful spending is more than a budgeting exercise. It's a transformative practice that can lead to a more fulfilling and intentional way of living. So, as you embark on this step, remember that each choice you make is a building block in the life you're creating, a life of simplicity, clarity, and purpose. Maintain a minimalist lifestyle as a habit. In the journey towards embracing minimalism, step 4 is pivotal, ingraining this lifestyle as a habitual practice. The essence of this step lies in the commitment to regularly decluttering and organizing your living space, ideally on a monthly basis. This consistent effort is not merely about keeping your house tidy. It's a transformative process that gradually reshapes various facets of your life, leading to a more harmonious and simplified existence. The minimalist lifestyle, especially among the younger generation, has been a beacon of positive change. It imparts a profound lesson that echoes the wisdom of ancient Stoic philosophers. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. This philosophy resonates deeply with the minimalist ethos, emphasizing that true contentment and joy stem from appreciating and valuing what we already possess, rather than being ensnared in an endless pursuit of acquiring more. Imagine, if you will, a life where each day is not a battle against the chaos of clutter, but a peaceful journey through a space that reflects clarity and purpose. This vision is not a distant dream, but a tangible reality that minimalism offers. It's about breaking free from the shackles of material excess and discovering the liberating feeling of having just enough. This approach to life is particularly relevant in our modern world, where consumerism often overwhelms our true needs and desires. To truly integrate minimalism into your life, consider it as more than just a periodic cleaning routine. It's a mindset, a way of being that gently nudges you towards making mindful choices about what you bring into your life and what you choose to let go of. This mindset extends beyond the physical realm of possessions to include relationships, activities, and commitments, encouraging a life filled with intention and purpose. In conclusion, adopting a minimalist lifestyle is not just about decluttering your physical space. It's a holistic approach to life that fosters joy, contentment, and a profound sense of freedom. As you embark on this journey, remember that the path to a minimalist life is not a race, but a gradual, thoughtful process of aligning your surroundings and choices with your true values and aspirations. By doing so, you'll not only transform your living space but also cultivate a life that resonates with simplicity, clarity, and peace. And there you have it, folks. A journey through the philosophy of minimalism and the art of traveling light through life. We've explored how less can indeed be more, how simplicity can lead to freedom, and how by letting go, we can truly embrace the essence of living. As we wrap up this enlightening exploration, I encourage you to reflect on your own life. What are the extra weights you're carrying? How can you start your journey towards a lighter, more meaningful existence? If this video sparked new thoughts or inspired a change in your lifestyle, don't forget to hit the like button and share it with others who might benefit from this minimalist philosophy. Subscribe to Stoic in Your Life for more content like this and ring that notification bell so you don't miss out on our upcoming videos. Together, let's embark on a journey of self-discovery and transformation, one step at a time. Thank you for watching. And remember, in the art of traveling light through life, it's not just about the physical baggage, but also about the mental and emotional clutter we clear away. Until next time, keep it simple, keep it stoic.